sports, I can also confirm still things continue to happen in the world of sports. Like you have said earlier on, the biggest story tonight is all about the return of Carabao Cup. Not now the fourth round. Still, the other teams that do not participate in the third qualifying round, they will now be fighting for their battles. And also, still here in the country, there are a lot, and we are just some few days away for the commencement of Bet Power FIFA Big League. And the biggest news in West Nile, as far as Bet Power FIFA Big League is concerned, is all about the open day between Onduparaka Football Club and the team of Paida Black Angels. I think, Owen, a lot. We'll have to keep on updating the fans about that particular encounter, because to me, and also to the fans outside there, that one will be the biggest encounter as far as the commencement of Bet Power FIFA Big League is concerned.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, with that also there is the Obimo Cup that is ongoing. The group stages, and of course the games that are going on right now. Now all those are also going to be talked about right here. But before that, we did see also in the rest of the Super Cup in Arua, you did also see a lot of things happen, and indeed the team of Kuluva emerged the champions after, of course, beating the team of Airfield on that is the penalty shootouts. Now, all in all, how much did you know about this Super Cup? What exactly did you get about it?
Okay, the result, the team of Kuluva Rainbows put on the table right now will make people to speak about them. This one, I know that tournament alone has been speaking about how teams are preparing ahead of the forthcoming regional league. Because you take a look at all these teams, these are teams that are from Arua City and also Arua District that are trying to battle in terms of preparation ahead of the forthcoming regional league. I think, imagine as the champions speak something about them, that means they have prepared a lot. But sometimes when it comes to precursor tournaments like this, you do a lot, you perform very well. But when it comes to the real competitions, you mess up. And Kuluva Rainbow is a team that has not been known so much, according to me. Matches for a number of seasons, they have been into Western Regional League, more especially in Nyagaki Zone. But to me, according to brand, they have not branded themselves so much in terms of that marketing themselves. I think the grabbing Arua Super Cup will now create that awareness, market them in sports-wise. But the question remains, can they be able to see the performance they had in the precursor tournament ahead of the forthcoming regional league? Because in the previous seasons, they have not been finishing in let me say, in better positions. They have been finishing in the middle of the table. But will it be the time for them to this time engage their performances as far as battling the gong is concerned? To me, if they can be in position to save the performance they have had in the Super Cup to the regional league, they will now, in fact, I should say in summary, that result alone, the gong they have won, will now start making the other teams to fear them, maybe raising the eyebrow of the other teams. They will start knowing that, okay, this is a team, this is a big team of late. At least it will create that fear amidst the other teams.
Yeah, of course, a very big one. Now, if you look at two things, there's one of Kuluva. I think there's reuniting of Adiga Morris and the team, and he's trying to set up and making sure that the team needs to put things work out. Then there's also Arua Airfield. These two teams, where do you rate them?
Arua Airfield, I should say they are still visitors into the competition, because it's going to be the first of its kind. We are seeing Arua Airfield playing into the competition. Matthias, this is a team that has been established since. I remember this is one of the biggest clubs we have in Arua City, because they have been into 4th Division League of Arua City for a number of seasons. The only thing they had been waiting for is to cross the bridge to the other side. Now they have crossed the bridge. Matthias, being in the 4th Division League for a number of seasons, speaks volume about them. This is a new trend for them, playing in a regional league. How much have they prepared themselves? I know people might have said something, a lot of things rather, about them, but based on the result they have put, moving up to that, imagine as the runners up is something not easy, because being new entries into the competition speaks something about them. Because to me, I actually rated the competition for the teams that have been playing in regional league. You look at teams like Alpha Rising Stars, you look at the other teams, so going very far, that one of course will motivate the fans, will motivate the stakeholders, I should say, at large about the team of Airfield. What I can say is they should not only rely on the results they have put by pushing very far, they should actually use this performance to strategize themselves such that they can be able to perform.
If you look at the whole team, in their preliminaries, they played Airfield, beat them again, and then of course also in the finals they had to play Drondon, win in the penalty shootouts. That shows you how exactly this is, because they had also a couple of games that they played with different other moments in there. But all in all, there's also in the other group, there's Nebi Central that has not been defeated in any of the friendlies. They have played by the home and away, beat by the home and away. Played with a team in that is Mahagi in Congo. A couple of other games that they have played at their Luo grounds. Recently on Sunday they played against Calvary, beat Calvary 1-0, and all those are moments in there. And yet on Saturday they had played a game. So Calvary the team of Nebi Central looks to be another headache to talk about in the regional league this season. Now, if they don't qualify, then I would be saying there's a problem, but that's one big thing that is happening there. The three teams, which teams would you see probably crossing over to the playoffs?
Talking about some of the prominent teams we have in Nyagaki Zone, just like you have mentioned, teams like in Nebi Central, teams like Arua Airfield. We are putting Arua Airfield because how they have been organizing themselves ever since attaining the promotion to regional league. They have been actually one of the organized sides. And you mentioned other teams like Paida United, maybe Alpha Rising Stars may come into the mix. And Kuluva Rainbow now having stayed for a number of seasons in the league. I think this one speaks volume about the teams we have mentioned. Then at the end, one champion, of course, will have to emerge to face the other champion from Nile Zone. You look at Nebi Central, unlike last season, but previous seasons, they have actually been dominating Nyagaki Zone. Now their biggest rivals, that's Paida Black Angels, they have already crossed the other side. That means the gong has been left into their hands. Can they be able to revive the performance they had in the previous seasons? I think yes, based on the results you have just given, how they have been performing in the friendlies, beating some of the teams that they are playing in. In fact, picking a win against Calvary, of course that one motivates them a lot, because when you beat a team that is playing in a league which is ahead of you, it motivates you. Not only that, also going up to that side of Congo, we all believe that teams from Congo, they have always been hard for teams from Uganda to beat. All in all, Kuluva Rainbow, Nebi Central, to me, I think Nebi Central, if they are serious, if they can be able to go to their room and restructure how things happened last season and build in new strategies of how they had been performing in the previous seasons, I think they'll be able to come back to their glorious moments. Maybe the challenge will come from the other opponent that plays in Nile Zone.
Now, when we look at how exactly the teams are setting up, it shows you that there's at least something very, very tangible ahead of what exactly comes through because of 2 or 3 sectors that are setting up. Nebi had to change in management to make sure that things work out for them, which of course looks to be very, very, very okay. And because they did that, they are now good to go. And they have set up. But most of the time, the challenge with Nebi Central is that they even start well. They set up a new team. Late, at last, you see the teams fail to, I mean, there's always chaos that comes in and the team fails to go finish the season. This time around, if they don't go like that and finish up with this whole team, I think it would be one advantage to them, because it will really, really not affect them so much with the kind of
another challenge I had been observing with the team of Paida Black Angels has been in the technical management team.
Nebi Central?
Nebi Central rather. Written in the middle of the season, you find that the technical team separating, then just at the end, the ending result, of course, is like the coach that has started with the team being sacked. Like you have said, if they can be able to work upon those things right from the department of the players and up to also up to the technical management team, I think Paida will be in a better position to go.
Now, of course, we've been talking about Nebi Central. Of course, they have brought a lot of players, players from Goi, and a lot of things. A lot of them are really, I've loved them. There's that one, aka called Ganacho, and you know the nicknames, couple of them. But interestingly, they are doing well. Now, when we leave that there, there's still that team called Paida Black Angels, and that is also coming into, that is the league, with a lot of effort to see right, to see that they get in there, and a lot of signings have come. But news reaching a Whistle Time desk indicates that there is again another bickery already in the management before even the kickoff of the season. People already saying this is not how we're supposed to be, this is not how we want another. And who is their coach is also another big one. Remember, a couple of players have extended contracts, including Gaddafi Gardino, who has extended his contract at the club, and of course looking into how they will be progressing this season in the FUFA Big League. Remember, they have never been in the Big League before, went up to the Star Times Uganda Premier League, but couldn't maintain there for quite a long time. In fact, their season was just a U-turn for them to come back, and this time round they are starting their open against Onduparaka Football Club, the West Nile Derby, and that will be coming right through. And those are some of the big things that you could be expecting coming in there now. Paida Black Angels again have started on that way. I'm told the PR was gotten off. Different people in the management are saying no, and there's a lot of structural disorganization in the team. What do you see them in the Big League? How do you see them?
Actually, before I talk about the saga at Paida Black Angels, one team also we forgetting, but we not talk about is actually the team of Pakwati Youngsters. Always at the initial stages like this, they are quiet, but you wait for the season to commence like this, they catch fire. We hope that the upcoming season will also be a nice one for them, like how they did it last season, because they were the only team that gave a lot of running nose to the team of Paida Black Angels. But the rest of the teams, they went quiet in the middle of the season. They kept on pushing, running after Paida Black Angels up to the end of the season. I am looking at them as also one of the biggest challenges, biggest challenger for the team of Nebi Central. Now coming to the saga at Paida Black Angels, and this one reminds me of how they were how they kept on going higher and higher, and how their downfall came rapidly at a terrible speed. I remember they had several seasons in. Now I am flashing back, talking about the previous seasons they had before. They had so many seasons in FUFA Big League before attaining the promotion to Star Times Uganda Premier League. It was in 2018. Then after that, their downfall was at a terrible speed. I think the only thing they will have to do is to see that they will have to maintain themselves. I know earning that promotion to the top tier is something very difficult. It doesn't come automatic. And now if the wrangles have started coming in the dressing room, this one is disagreeing with this one. I think for the progress of a club, it's not all about the stars you are possessing. It's also sometimes about the collective effort in terms of decisions you make. If the team, both the players, in fact, the stakeholders are split into two. That is where the downfall normally starts. And I should say there are now new entries. There are new entries into the league. What they only have to do is they will have to strategize in the room of the stakeholders to see that collective decisions, of course, will have to be made such that they can be able to maintain themselves, maintain themselves in the league. Then maybe in the near future attain promotion to their target, because every team's target is to see that they reach at the peak, and the peak we are talking about is Star Times Uganda Premier League. If they can resolve those sagas before the start of the season, I think it will be a very good way.
Remember, they started on a very good note, unveiling players here and there, and of course making sure things people know. But do you see any information about Paida anymore? No, because I can assure you that there's that conflict somewhere in there. So I was told they needed the former PRO of Nebi Central called Mr. Saddam. They wanted him to go, or probably to be their PRO, but he's not interested in becoming that side. They're looking into more other options in there. So that shows you the level of where exactly the team is. For Nebi Central, it's also the technical bit, just like you said, because their technical team is not all that. I've seen a head coach, but no assistant. In fact, some of the former players are helping in, of course, making sure that this is the goalkeeping coach and this. So obviously, you will not get the best from an untrained person. You need a trained person to take the team in there. But of course, all in all, that will be an addition. I'm told they were poaching for the services of this man called Lolo Vipers, who of course is the head coach of the team of Odramachaku. But I think the deals never materialized yet. and that is one big thing.
Now, Owen, this one brings me to one thing. So Louis said that they were not yet prepared ahead of the forthcoming FIFA Big League, because you look at these things when they were playing in regional league. Let's just take specific last season, things were not like this. That is the reason as to why we continue to say the higher you go, the bigger the challenges continues to mount. So Louis said that they were not prepared in terms of those other issues. In terms of qualifications, yes.
Paida Black Angels confirms to you that they are ready for anything. Come even on the 6th that they are there, because they're ready. They have the players, they have the technical team, of course, maybe part of it, and they're trying to see that they stabilize, put things right. They have, of course, the department. It's just only a few days ago that they had issues, 1-2, but they are good to go, of course. The only issue is who is that coach, because the FUFA team will always need a qualified coach with this time around a bench permit. If your club is having a team that is let's say below a CAF B, at least you wouldn't be able to sit on the touchline, and that is also another thing as a head coach. So those are some of the requirements used, but most of the times those requirements add into the club licensing. So that means they have a head coach who could be right there as a head coach, but of course have also a lot of things that probably could be coming. So that is one big
let's
thing.
foresee the upcoming fixture at the start of the season. They are actually commencing the season with a very big encounter.
Yes, they are coming
with a team
night.
that is having experience in the league, also having the experience of StarTimes Uganda Premier League. Me, I've already forgotten about the experience they had before. That is Paida Black Angels matches. They played in StarTimes Uganda Premier League. They played in FUFA Big League, but they kept on dropping. So they are coming up against a team that is having the experience of playing in the league. So Louis said that this game, of course, will determine how ready they are for the competition, because it is a very big game.
Obviously, a very tight one, and we shall be waiting to see how that works out, because they are very prepared. Always new entrants. I should say it's either in a good note or a bad note, because they are facing. It's also a derby, you know, the pressure and that piles on a derby. Their player, one of their player, Ayo Raymond Uachel, has also on the last day, by the way, crossed over back to Nebi Central. So that shows you the level of this organization. But of course, via football, we yet to find out what exactly how prepared they are, because I see the players in the camp. You can't undermine, because you will not know what exactly this would be for a club. Nduparaka is preparing equally. The Black Angels are preparing. So everything with football is always on pitch. If you look at the head-to-head of the two teams, there's no way Paida has ever beaten Nduparaka in a league game. I think it was the friendly some time back that I think was played at Barokoro, which ended I think 2-2 also. But in the league, Nduparaka beat Paida here, and then of course at their home they played a draw. I remember in the Uganda Premier League by then they were. So it shows you how exactly the head-to-head is. Sometimes records do work, but sometimes also it can be broken. So that's why I'm saying it is a game of a high intensity. Remember, this is the time when every other team is going to will want to prove a point.
True.
We want to pick at least a point, or we want to pick points to make sure that they start on a good note. Your good beginning makes, in the big league, there's nothing like a bad beginning makes a good ending. No, it's good beginning makes you to have the good. That's why teams go. You saw how Police started last season. They ended well. Nduparaka, because they did not start well last season, it affected them. We were almost qualifying, but because the starting point was poor, it didn't work out, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that is how it is. So I think it's going to be a game of high intensity.
And it also brings me to another angle. The angle I am talking about is it going to be the biggest fixture in the first phase of the season?
Yeah, I believe so, because that's the reason why, of course, Federation of Uganda Football Association even sees that, because if you look at, first of all, Arua is going to be dominated by the Paida fans. That's as usual, to see that they are so much in here. But again, Nduparaka has the numbers in Arua here and the rest of the parts. Of course, this will attract a lot of things, a lot of fans from different sectors. Even the people from Nebi, Nduparaka fans from Nebi, Paida Black Angel fans from Nebi will come to watch. Jumani, Moyo, you will see those people come. Why? Because it's just they want to witness something. It's a game of high intensity. It's a game that everyone will want to watch. What exactly will this mean for them? So, first of all, the prayer for West Nile is if these teams, all the West Nile teams could go to the Star Times Uganda Premier League, it would be a very good one. But for footballers, that's not what maybe they may understand. You will come and see that I need to win my game. I need to do this. So it's a very big one. But fortunately, I think this is going to add a lot of things because you will need the numbers. And of course, the numbers will prove whether your team is going to win or not. The fan base will act and will be very, very enough to see that this works out. If the fan base, if your team is having low fan and the other one overshadows, you know how like stadiums in let's say in Europe, how they are. The more someone will tell you if this is Anfield, you go to Anfield, you will never want to go there because of the noise. You go to Manchester United at Stratford stand, that's where the most noise is. They will always make noise with drums and the rest. You go to BVB's home, you will see how the drummers are always. So it gives that feel of home. And for you now to overtake this, you need also to have your fan base very much to see that you overcome the fan base that is of the home team so that you achieve whatever is there. So I think this is the biggest game of FIFA Big League.
True. It's the biggest game. We have looked at it in different aspects. First of all, the name Onduparaka sounds big. On the other side, the name Paida Black Angels from Greater Alu region sounds big. The fan base, we have already talked about it. The ground alone, there are so many things. That's why we are saying that it's actually the biggest game, I should say, in the whole of the season, not only the first phase. First of all, the schedule for this particular encounter, right now, people having the appetite for the bounce back of FIFA Big League because they want to watch on the Paraka, they want to watch that Spider Black Angels. That appetite alone speaks volume about the game. And also, over the weekend, teams they continue to do preparations, and one of the brothers of Onduparaka Football Club in relation to Paida Black Angels Calvary, they were in low grounds. They lost the game by 1-0 into the hands of Dasi Nebi Central. Also preparation ahead of the new season. Nebi Central, they are preparing for regional league. For Calvary, they are preparing just like those of Onduparaka and the Paida Black Angels. They are also preparing for Bet Power FIFA Big League. Losing the encounter into the hands of that lower ranked team, we are saying like that because Paida, not Paida, rather Nebi Central is behind Calvary. What does it mean? What does it speak about Calvary? Does it mean we only left with a few days? They have not prepared enough, or else they should use the result to prepare themselves where they had not prepared enough?
I personally watched that game. I was on Sunday in Nebi. A very tight game it was. But you would see that there are a lot of injuries in Calvary Football Club team. That's the first thing I can say. Very many of them, their starters, their players were down, I did see. But again, that does not stop you from maybe competing against a team like Nebi. Nebi, I just did say that they have a very good team, good setup. What do I mean good? They have every other thing that is needed. You look at how they have set up their defense line, their midfield, their striking. Is one thing that has gone so good in a way that you have option A, B, and C in case Swansea is not there. They brought some players newly to replace the previous ones who probably have quitted because they also sold very many players out. But still, you would see that Nebi has had a good rhyme. Though the game went far deeper, like around 75th minute was when they scored, but still you would see that this was really Calvary's time. Why? Because Nebi Central, all their players were from Mahagi to playing a Congolese team the day before. That's on Saturday. Then Sunday, I expected this would be a walkover for that is Nebi's for Calvary Football Club, but which did not work out. So it shows you that there's still a lot that they need to work on. Technically, how to make the players' fitness, putting the mindset straight. It's all about now polishing the mindset of the players. How do we polish? And how do we make sure these players get to whatever we need? I think that's one big thing that is there. They still have to work on the injuries that are also there, because it is one thing that always affects teams like this. when it comes to how you should perform, how you should do things. Yes, that's what comes in there. So those are some of the things in Calvary, and I believe it's going to be a very good one. By the time season is kick-starting, maybe they could be starting off with the games in there, because that is one of the biggest moments you can talk about.
And also the team of NEC, they still continue to perform very well, maintaining their 100% starting season.
Before even we get to that, there's going to be, by the way, before we get to those games, there's going to be a fundraiser game that is coming at Greenlight for Nduparaka Football Club, where you're going to be seeing the Parliament team coming through to see that they play. Is this the 11th Parliament? Exactly. So they will be coming. I'm told they are coming with around 4 different teams, parliamentary teams, where you will see that the Arua media team, which of course I am the general secretary in, will be playing the parliamentary, the MPs, and then you have the artists or the gospel artists playing the parliamentarians. Then you have also Nduparaka Football Club playing the parliamentarians. Football club management playing the parliamentarians. Then you have the business community playing also the parliamentarians. Those are 4 games. That means you'll be having a gala form right there. A lot of content for you, Benson, which could be coming through. But all in all, that will be on the 28th. That means this Saturday, it's going to be so packed at a Greenlight Stadium to see that these games run rightly for the games that will be coming in there. So it's a very big one. Fundraising, what do you expect from the
Really, a huge one. Fundraising speaks a lot. Speaking about this club, Nduparaka Football Club, I'd been moving to fields, and I'd been monitoring a lot from people speaking about Nduparaka Football Club.
Yeah.
Not only the Western Islands, some of the people they encountered from the other parts of the country. They are speaking, they still continue to speak about the team of Nduparaka Football Club. People still believe that Nduparaka is actually, me personally, I also believe that Nduparaka is actually one of the clubs that has motivated the football fans in the country to start falling in love with that Ugandan football, because by the time they earned the promotion to StarTimes Uganda Premier League till now, people, they have adored StarTimes Uganda Premier League so much. And what does this fundraising mean for the team of Nduparaka Football Club? This one speaks volume about the team of Nduparaka Football Club. Why am I saying this one? Because attracting different stakeholders, let me say different parliamentarians from the different angles of the country is something not easy. And for any parliamentary to give his or her own time to come for such kind of thing is something not easy. As I had said earlier on, me had been moving to fields. Some people who are living in the central part of the country and also other parts of the country, others are saying that, hey, it's Nduparaka, you know about Nduparaka. Even there was a time they play very good football. That one means that Nduparaka matches they were relegated from StarTimes Uganda Premier League. The league they are playing in right now still meant a lot to the public, not only to the West Nilers. So this fundraising, of course, is meaning a lot for the team of Nduparaka, just in 2 ways. First of all, I am looking at 2 aspects here, 2 angles here. First of all, the revenue part of it. The second part of it is the exposure part of it. If I speak about the exposure part of it, how does it come is one thing, of course, a viewer may want to know from us. First of all, some of these parliamentarians, they have not been in West Nile before. They have not known about Nduparaka Football Club before. This is going to be the first of its kind. They are visiting Arua City, they are visiting Araba Betgulai Stadium, they are visiting Nduparaka, I should say. And of course, they will be speaking about the club, and I want to be surprised if some of the challenges Nduparaka had been facing before will actually be sorted. So I look at it as a very big opportunity for Nduparaka, and as Western Islands, of course, we should grab it with a lot of gratitude.
I want to take on from well, you say maybe some parliamentarians don't know Nduparaka, even if the lower kid will always talk about Nduparaka because they know, but maybe reaching to reaching to Arua, most of them may have not reached here, and probably we shall be entertaining to see that this works out. But at the same time, I want to say that Blacks Power Football Club had a very good juicy deal. You saw that? Around 276 million Ugandan shillings only to see that they got a sponsor in there. Now this sponsor will be of course has come into the team, but with that they have added in there. Will that money help Blacks Power? Will it clear their season?
A very huge deal. As we are all aware, the biggest challenge we have in Ugandan football is the issue of finance, revenue, and if your club can be in position to strike such kind of a very huge deal, I think that one of course can help the club to run for a specific period of time. Talking about something of over 200 million Ugandan shillings is not something easy. That amount of money, that figure, at least can be able to sustain a club for a longer period of time, and it will depend on how, of course, they will be in position to utilize the money. With the standard they are right now in, I think it will be able to sustain the club for a specific period of time.
My challenge with sponsors is that if this money is going to be given once, would be good, but most of the time they give quarterly, or and sometimes it affects the budget. But all in all, I think that's a good deal. Being with a sponsor, short sponsor, this is going to add something in there. I think the marketing team has done a lot of things. And my friend Abel, of course, the man Abel has been appointed. He's called Ogwan Abel, has been appointed as the PRO of Blacks Power Football Club. Congratulations, Mr. Abel. I guess every information from Blacks Power will be right here, and we shall always be getting in there. I think they're trying to strategize now, because I did also see them announce team doctor by the names of Sam Oko, who will also be right there. So they are looking at now dipping it down to the local community. I think they want to bring the community, this club back to now to the leader people, because this club was from Bukedia. From Bukedia, very many people would not turn up so much. They have even gotten their coach Oboro, who of course has been the coach of Lango, also brought into there. So you would see that
it's true. Owen, if you take a look at Northern region, I look at Blacks Power as the icon, as the face of Northern region, like how we look at Ondo Park as the face of West Nile. So the whole of the whole of West Nile, not West Nile, rather the whole of Northern region, they are actually looking for ways of how they can be able to build this club such that it becomes one of the biggest clubs not only in the region. In the region it's already the biggest, but in the whole country. That deal alone, of course, will motivate the rest of the people, the rest of the stakeholders. Of course, it will engage them. Like how on the other side, we also struggle with how we can be able to uplift teams like Ondo Paraka, teams like Paida Black Angels. That's what I can say.
Yeah, very big, and of course that will be coming right there. So the teams are getting ready, and we shall be expecting a lot, because it's one big thing that every other person is. Though there are also names that have come through today, where you did see Roger Sokumo, you did see Jamal Malis, you did see Dennis Makosa, Koko. Then today, these are players who reunited with Ondo Paraka. They have been there, Malis, Koko, Roger Sokumo, who have been there. But now you also have new names that were unveiled today by the same Ondo Paraka Football Club. Talk about names like Bossa, who of course has been Bruno Bossa. He's from that is the team of Maroons, a striker. And then you have also the name that was unveiled today included Sadiq Nasr, who of course right now is even for the national team, playing for South Sudan right away in the under-21. He was also unveiled right into the Ondo Paraka. What do you see? More names yet to come though. But with all this, shaping up the team looks to be one. All these players have been in experience of big league and Premier League all there. Now, what do you see from Ondo Paraka this season?
Exactly, setting up the team, shaping the team, and getting the best players, of course, is one thing Ondo Paraka will have to do. You look at the number of players they have already acquired. You look at the names you have just given and the names that are said to be unveiled. I think Ondo Paraka is in a good position to go. Though fans, some of the players, they might have not been watched by some of the fans, but I can say clubs, they always spot best players. And what I can only say to the fans is, you believe in these players, and these players, of course, at the end will be able to generate the results you need. The biggest thing in a club, people say that it is the coach, it is the whole management, but the biggest thing in a club is how you can be able to spot best players before the commencement of a season like this. If they can be able to do this one early, I can confirm to you so many people, they have been raising concerns about Onduparaka Football Club, whether they are going to come back. If they come back, who are the players? But now, just in a space of less than 2 weeks, they are unveiling players for fun. They are unveiling players rapidly. So many names. I think this one, of course, will put Onduparaka in a better position to perform like how they had been performing before. So I still expect the team to perform like how they did it last season. Like we said, when we actually, at the initial stages of the show, what they only need to do is they need to recollect themselves from some of the mistakes they did at the start of the season last season, and this time maybe starting on a good note, so that at the end of the season they can be able to attain the promotion to where everyone's dream is.
All right, now of course that's one big moment, but I can tell you more players will be unveiled. Around 15 more names could be coming right there for you. The names that have been signed by Onduparaka Football Club, as of course different stakeholders keep coming. Now we take a break. When we come back, we will be talking about some of the EFL Carabao Cup games that are running on today. Of course, we are not having Champions League this week. We are having Europa.